Playing video games is one of the most controversial things in the space of self-improvement. Because when it comes to things like fapping or having a shit diet, everybody's on the same page. We all know that those things are detrimental to our lives. However, when it comes to things like sleeping with lots of women or playing video games, there seem to be a lot more people who don't really see the negative sides of doing those things. See, when you actually sleep with lots of women, right, I would know.
Stop the cap!
You actually get things in return. You get better in bed, you get the experience of talking to women, so you become better, and you get that boost in confidence. And let's be honest here, every single man out there wants to look important in women's eyes. That's actually what pushes us to do what we do. But when it comes to video games, that's a whole different topic. I think the reason we spend so much of our time playing video games is because of the same exact reason we want to sleep with lots of women. It's to get the respect of others. The only problem with that is that when you're good at a specific amount of video games, the only people who will respect you are the people who play those video games. But when it comes to sleeping with lots of women and being good with women, that's when everybody respects you. For a long time, I was addicted to video games. They were all I used to think about. Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, you name it, I played all of them. I sunk hundreds, if not thousands of my life into video games. I remember back when I had a PS4 and it used to sit in the living room below the TV. I wasn't allowed to play during the day, so I would just wait until the evening fantasizing about what I would do. And well, I couldn't sneak into my room and play it there because I had no TV in my room. I wasn't able to play the video games there, so I had to wait until the evening. And so as it got around 9 to 10 p.m., that's when I would get on. And if I got on at 9 p.m., I would stay on until 5 a.m. I would spend 8 hours every single night playing video games because I wasn't allowed to play during the day. And I had to fuel my addiction somehow, so I was playing during the night when I was supposed to be sleeping. So one thing about me is that I have ADHD. ADHD is attention deficit disorder and hyperactivity. That's what the H stands for. And recently, my hyperactivity has died down due to the fact that I've been doing the good habits and removing the bad ones that reduce my attention span. And so in my opinion, having ADHD is like a gift in disguise. It's a double-edged sword. Whenever there's an activity that I have to do that I don't really see a benefit in my eyes, I have a really hard time doing it. So for example, studying, the best example. I just couldn't bring myself to do the homework, to do the assignments, to study for the test. I couldn't. However, when it comes to things that I enjoy doing, that I love doing, that I'm passionate about, I will spend hours upon hours at a time doing it without stopping. And that happens because of a thing called hyper focus, which lets you focus in on a specific task for hours at a time. It's kind of like deep work, but better. And well, sadly, video games fell under that category of me being hyper focused on them because I was so obsessed with getting better. I just loved beating others at video games due to my competitive nature. And so the amount of times I heard people say, "Oh, well, it's okay to play video games at the end of a long day after you had a productive morning," and bro, that shit doesn't work. That didn't work for me. It annoys me so much because for people like me, that doesn't work. Just an hour of video games isn't enough to become better than everybody else. It's not enough for you to be winning, right? Maybe you'll win one match in like 100, but that's not enough. You don't get the same feeling playing that game. Maybe if you're not a competitive person, this advice works for you. You just play some single player game and move on with your life for 1 hour, boom, do something else. That doesn't work for me and people like me because I played specifically online games where you had to compete against other people, right? You had to play against others and beat them. That's where I would play. And 1 hour a day was not enough to get better. 1 hour a day was simply not enough. I would spend 8 times that amount playing video games. So if you're someone like me, a competitive person, the best way to quit video games is to get better at things in real life that will benefit you much more than playing video games. You will benefit winning against people in real life than winning against people in video games. Because video games bring you nothing, literally no benefit. You only get good at that video game and you don't carry over the skills needed to win in life to real life. You just don't. They stay in the video game. I can't tell people to just quit because men They don't work like that. If you tell a guy to quit doing something, he won't quit it. If you tell a guy to start doing something, he won't do it. Whenever a man decides for himself that he's going to do something, he's going to start a journey, that's when he takes it seriously. Before that, it's pretty much useless. Well, no, I must say it's not useless because it's necessary for them to have the knowledge, for them to know that if I do this, this is what will happen. And after that, they choose for themselves what to do with that information.